ask you, okay.
Yeah.
So, when you got in a relationship, you're in like a long distance relationship as well, right? Okay. I gotta ask. When you first met Aki, right?
Yeah.
Were you really worried about how she smelled? Like before
question?
Shut the fuck up. Okay. Like,
did you worry being like, oh, I hope Sydney doesn't smell like
You've been
shit?
thinking of Maylene too much.
Okay. This is like
Did you lick her sweat?
This is like pre-mail-in talk,
Okay.
right? Because I had a genuine worry. I remember like I had this like, such a core memory on the plane,
Yeah.
like meeting Sydney for the first time.
Okay.
Obviously, we got on really well. I
Yeah.
love Sydney. I love her personality, but
Yeah.
I've never met her in real life. Right?
Sure.
But we'd had like video calls before.
Sure.
Right. So, but like, here's the thing. There are some senses that you can't get beyond like, you know, on a video call.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I remember having this thought being like, what if I don't like the way she smells? Because like that's a big thing. That's a big thing.
Looks
you know?
perfect, personality perfect. We get along conversationally. Just kind of smells like shit. You know,
I feel like as
bit of a
somebody,
deal breaker if you ask me.
as somebody
Okay.
who smells like shit perpetually, I understand the thing of you got to like it, whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, no. Okay.
I don't call it stink. I call it musk. Actually.
Yeah, the musk. Okay. Like here's
Some
the
people
thing.
have strong musk. I got
Yeah.
a fucking incredible musk.
Oh,
Yeah,
you do.
Like here.
Joey's dying.
You absolutely do.
Like here's the thing, right? To me, like you need to like someone's natural smell, right?
Yes.
Because especially if they're a partner, you're gonna be spending like so much fucking time with them, right?
Yeah.
Febreze, isn't it?
It's like, babe, when are you coming to bed? Hold
Yeah.
on.
Just
like-
Febreze her.
Yeah, like what the fuck? It's like Sydney, hold on. Shh. All right, let me.
Hey, it's gonna work.
No.
Now I can kiss you.
Okay. Because here's the thing. Okay, like you can.
This is the most drunk conversation I've ever had.
Shut the fuck up. I'm getting to a point. I'm getting to a point.
Go on.
Okay, especially with your life partner. You to me, you have to like pretty much everything about them.
Yeah.
You know. And like smell is a heavily important thing, especially when it comes
Sure.
to just like natural senses and
Sure.
stuff like that. You're going to be spending a lot of time with them, especially moments in passion.
Yeah.
You know, of course, that's
Absolutely.
very, very important. If you don't like someone's smell, to me, that is like almost a deal breaker. Like there have been points where I've not been attracted to someone purely because like they have a natural smell that I do not personally like.
Well,
You know?
considering I've only ever been with one woman in my life,
What?
it's kind of
What the fuck, Connor? What the fuck?
Okay, considering I've only ever been with one woman in my life, that being Aki, it's kind of hard to discern personally
Yeah.
as to the differences in that, especially in like the passion making segment of things. But like I've met plenty of women that smell like shit, where I'm just like, yeah, that's kind of a deal
I
breaker.
should have called out. You've been like,
You know, like I'm not. You're a lovely person, but I just wish you showered more. You know,
you've ever been like jacking off and then you farted and you smell it and it just killed. And then you're like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore.
I mean,
You ever farted as you were like about to like, yeah, I'm about to jack off, I'm gonna do it, and then you're like, I don't want to do it anymore.
I've had these excitement farts before.
And
Yeah,
then
for
you're
sure.
like, it took me out of it. It took me out. The smell was so powerful
it's like I'm
that I
about-
no longer wish to jack off.
I'm about to climax, and then somewhere it smells like shit, and I'm just like, oh, that just kind of ruined my day.
No, Connor, I'm a man of commitment. No matter what, I follow through.
So the smell wouldn't have mattered of Sydney, is what I'm hearing.
Sorry?
The smell of Sydney wouldn't have mattered, is what you're saying.
No, I'm like,
Oh, you're a man of commitment. He would have followed through.
no, okay. So, like, I remember, like, I so remember vividly the first time meeting Sydney because I was like,
She smelled like shit.
No, I remember it so vividly because I remember being like, I see Sydney. I'm so fucking happy. I'm overwhelmed with positive emotions that I finally get to meet her in real life.
Sure.
And then we hug, and then I'm like, I'm so happy. And then
She smells
like,
good.
and then, like, literally, like 5 seconds in, I'm just like,
All right. That's fucking
all right,
creep.
thank
First of all,
God, thank God.
if I-
That is psychotic.
If I,
Is
met
it
up,
psychotic?
if I met up with a long distance person and I heard the fucking audible sniff, I'd be like, what? Okay, question, real talk.
All right.
You guys both had long distance relationships.
Yeah.
What was going through your head on the way to meet them? I've never had that, so I don't know what it, I don't know.
All I was thinking of in my head was
Because you met at AX?
weekend of AX.
That must have been what, like a 15-hour flight? What was going through your head?
In my head, I was just thinking like, God damn,
I just told
wish
you what was going through my head.
Okay.
yeah, in my head, I was just like,
there's no way it was only that. I refuse to
okay.
believe
in my head,
it.
I was just like, fuck, I wish she smells good.
Was it like, I mean, obviously there's got to be
No,
worries. though.
okay. In my head, legitimately, I think in my head I was just thinking like, I hope she, because like I've had before, I met Aki like IRL. I had a lot of like online.
You call. And,
online friends, right? And so like I was already used to kind of having this like online relationship with people, that obviously that being platonic other than Aki. But there are those moments where when you pursue an online friendship and then you meet them IRL and they're not quite the same person. So in my head, I think legitimately I was thinking like, I hope she is as fucking cool as she is online in real life. Right. And luckily she came through and I was like, okay, thank God she wasn't like faking that shit.
Were you worried about how you were coming off though as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
How did you ensure that it went smoothly?
Oh, I activated maximum risk. Like I try to make sure like everything I said and did like was like fucking like yeah. You know what I mean? Like just kind of giving off that like cool demeanor, And then when we started like actually talking and then like eventually like, got together, I was just like, oh, none of that shit fucking matters because she just likes me for who I am. So like I don't have to like fake being like cool or whatever because again, like, I've only ever been with one person in my life.
That
was Aki, so.
Was there worries about the online aspect of it and being
a little bit
influencer? Was there ever conversations about it?
A little bit, yeah. I think like it was kind of interesting to kind of get to. It was like meeting a completely different person again.
Yeah.
And then falling in love with them again. Like it was like I know your online side of things and I really like that side of things. And then meeting them IRL was kind of like. It was this is same but different, Like it was kind of like, oh, I see new sides of you that I never got to see during the whole online thing. And so now I'm glad to know that like not only did I get to see those sides of her, but I actually like those sides of her. And it kind of like, made me realize like, oh yeah, I think this relationship is worth pursuing.
That's sweet.
And now we've been together for 7 years.
I'll ask you more questions in a second, guys.
Okay.
But Joey, because I've never asked you this.
Yeah.
How was the conversation about deciding to go public with it? What was that conversation like?
Yeah, we never talked about that.
Because you were not. It wasn't announced. It
was like a Hot Ones episode now.
It just felt like after, from my perspective, it was like, we knew you were dating, and then suddenly it was just public knowledge and everyone knew.
Yeah.
And I don't remember, was there an announcement video? How did it all go down?
Yeah, there was an announcement video
So
on both of our
how was
channels.
that like, how did that all come around? Was it like, who brought it up?
Originally, we decided that like, okay, for the first maybe 3 or 4 months, we would kind of keep it private.
When did you decide this? Was that?
Like when we started going out.
Is it online?
Yeah. So like,
who brought this idea up?
I think Aki did.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so Aki was like, hey, I want to like make sure this is like, legit and we actually like each other's company, regardless of the whole YouTube thing. So let's like kind of keep it as private as possible for the first maybe like 3 or 4 months.
Makes sense.
And I was like, sure, that makes sense. So, I could like spend time with her off camera, actually like bond a proper relationship with her, right? Like regardless of the YouTube videos. And then obviously when she came to visit me in Japan and when I would go visit her in Vegas, we would make videos together. And then it started to get less and less inconspicuous of like, they might be dating.
Yeah.
And so I think the breaking point for me especially was like the point where it was like the worst kept secret of like, okay, these guys are clearly like together or, at least in a very intimate relationship together. So I said to Aki, I was like, hey, it's been like, 3 or 4 months since we've been together now. What do you think about going public? And she was like, at first she was kind of like, oh, I want to give it a little bit more time, but I also understand that like at this point we might as well just get it out of the way so that we can just do whatever the fuck we want. So then we were like, all right, cool. So we went public. We each uploaded a video on both of our channels. How did you
decide to do the videos?
So my video was the announcement video of saying like we're dating, and then Aki's video on her channel was the video breaking down how it happened. So we kind of like,
you got the trailer, she got the movie.
Yeah.
YouTuber content brain.
Yeah.
You're like, if we're coming out, We are fucking milking this for like.
If we're coming now, we're not doing the same fucking video.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah.
We are doing a 2-parter. Now the question is, who's going to be part 1?
Yeah.
Is it me or you?
How was the reaction initially to it? Because I don't remember any of this. I remember it happening, but I don't remember any of the reactions.
I think it was pretty. I mean, this is weird for me to say personally, but like, I think it was like pretty big, especially in the Anitube community, because it was kind of the first time where 2 Anitubers who, you know, were fairly well known at the time, especially in the community, kind of decided to get together.
Yeah.
Like other than Sydney and Gun, I don't really know any other.
You guys came into it.
No, I mean, like we weren't. I mean, Sydney wasn't really making content. We were
right. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone knows Sydney.
Yeah,
throughout Sydney's online presence has always been Sydney and also Gun.
Yeah,
and it's just like I was at the time. There was a long time where I wasn't doing YouTube full time. I did YouTube full time like 3 years after. No, maybe less. I can't.
Yeah, I think the time that we announced our relationship publicly, Gun was still on his hiatus.
Yeah, I think so.
I believe.
Bro, like the reason when you announced it, that's the reason we became friends.
Yeah.
I remember this vividly because I remember we were
I remember this.
Yeah.
This wasn't in the lore of episode 1.
Oh no, it's like it's
what the fuck?
Okay, here's what I remember. Because I think this was about the time when I was like coming back to YouTube actually, because I remember being in Thailand.
Yeah.
And I remember like coming back from this AX trip being like, Jerry's a you know, like he hates
Still
me.
true.
What a fucking shit, cat.
Still true.
Like Joey hates me, I hate him. We're just not gonna get along. He comes out to dating Aki. You hear the story about long distance relationship, and I don't know why. It's just like, oh, he's a human now. Like, oh, we're bros. I get what he's going through.
He just like me for real.
He just like me for real. I send Jerry a message being like, yo, congratulations, man. I get it. In a long distance relationship. And Jerry replied. And I remember that tweet was the tweet that made me realize, oh, maybe Joey's a real one. Maybe we can get along.
Sometimes the people you think you're going to hate the most turn out to be the best friends.
No, it was really surprising because I remember when we went public, we got, at least I got a lot of like private DMs from like other Anitubers and messages from other Anitubers who I thought didn't know who the fuck I was or cared who the fuck I was. But I feel that day,
you
like,
were so big, even comparatively to the scene, it was they all knew.
I guess so, yeah, because like I had all these like, you know, that's how I became close with guys like Chibi Reviews, because like I didn't even know he knew who I was, and then he sent me a DM being like, yo, congrats on you being with Aki, like that's fucking cool, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even know you knew who I was. So it kind of like weirdly validated me in that community in the same way, because I always thought I was kind of like the anomaly that just like popped up out of nowhere, and I thought like Gaunt initially had, I just thought everyone fucking hated me, right? So I never like really even tried to interact with the Anitube community at that point. But then when I came out with Aki, I realized I was like, oh, people in the community actually, one, know who I am, and two, actually care about who I am.
Yeah.
And that was kind of my window to be like, hey, let me try and hit up these other, you know, creators in the Anitube community. And, you know, some of them, like Gaunt, and, you know, like some other people, I still talk to pretty regularly, and I'm pretty close with, and we're in good terms and stuff like that. So I think all in all, it was a good decision to do.
It's interesting how it's changed though. Like nowadays, people don't make those videos anymore.
And bring back the Anitube community, please.
Well, that
Please,
too.
guys.
But also, people just don't make videos about being like, I'm in a relationship.
No.
I think it's creators of. I mean, not to say it wasn't a good idea, but I think it's the maturity levels of YouTubers have kind of gotten a bit better now.
I think so. I think the
kind
whole
of talking about that stuff is kind of like, it's kind of like.